Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet once again. My name is Jason, and today we're back with some more Elder Scrolls Arena. Alright, so I just checked my status, and I noticed I don't have any of my spells enabled. I kind of need that, or else I'm going to be dead, so let's turn on Absorbo, sneaky peeky like, and let's actually leave the lights off for now. I'm already shielded, that's great. So last time we got a mission, or a quest, was given to us by the Conclave of Baal, I believe it was, to enter the Vaults of Gemin, which is some place where some big explosion went off, and by one of their little apprentices was showing off. He blew up the place, and some tablet that we need ended up in here, or something like that, if I'm understanding this correctly. So what we're doing is we've been tasked with running through here, you know, kicking the crap out of everything, and retrieving this tablet. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, you know what? Let's be efficient. I'm turning on the light. There we go. As usual, we are being assaulted by the usual hordes of enemies. What happened was I tried hitting Shift-C to go ahead and recast the Firebolt. However, the last spell I had cast was Light, so I ended up just casting Light again. Oh well. So let's try to get through this dungeon as quickly as possible. Not because, you know, I want to rush through the game, but because, you know, I want to rush through the game. It's always it's interesting to see note the ebb and flow of when I'm let's playing a game. And to explain what I mean by that is, I'll start the game off very enthusiastic about it. Just like, yes, this game is amazing. And, well, actually the opinion usually doesn't change too much. But then eventually what tends to happen is, all right, I'm like, yeah, I get the game. I understand it. I'm done. And then I'll, you know, lose interest for a little bit. And this tends to happen with, I want to say with most games. Even if I'm absolutely enjoying a game, I tend to have this, I tend to get distracted, even despite, we'll say, the medication for the ADD. I do tend to have my interests vary drastically from day to day, which is why I tend to sort of dabble in a little bit of everything. And what that does is it makes it so that, you know, I keep wanting to try different games out, and that's something I'm still working on, because I know I've got so many Let's Plays going on my channel, and I really don't want them to be neglected. I want to be able to, you know, go through that before I start anything else. So that is a bit of a challenge for me. So what does that have to do with Arena? Well, Arena, it's like I get these periods where I'm just like, yes, let's do this! And I'm excited, and I'm just ready to just destroy the game. I'm ready to just... Oh. That's right, you better warp out. So I'm ready to just destroy the game. I'm having fun and whatever. But then, you know, I'll dabble with something else, and then maybe I want to play something else. So it's not necessarily that I'm sick of Arena. It's that I'm just looking for a change of scenery. And that's just how I tend to be with everything. It's like my personality just varies drastically from day to day. But yeah. So let's go ahead and let's use my Nukem Dukem robot. Alexis pulls the Nukem Dukem robot out of her pocket and uppercuts the stone golem. Knockout. I think that's a little bit too is, I think I need to, we'll say, stop dabbling in things, if you will. Because, like I've been saying before, I've been dabbling with pretty much every game in the Elder Scrolls series, and they're all getting me excited to play those games. So I just need to... Oh, you managed to hit me. See if I can hit you. There's basically a ghost or a wraith on the other side of the wall. Yeah, I got him. Nice. So basically, yeah, I've been dabbling with them, so I've been getting excited. So I think what whoa, don't get away, get away, get away. Thank you. Let's renew that shield. I've taken a couple hits from it, from enemies. Yeah, so I think I need to just sort of not play any other games other than the ones I'm Let's Playing. Otherwise, I'll tend to get distracted. But anyways, enough of that. Overall, I'm looking at the dungeon design. I'm not crazy about the textures. I feel like I've seen this before, and I can't remember if all of the in-between dungeons, you know, the intermittent ones you get between the main story dungeons. I can't remember if... Oh, did I go in circles? Yes, I've been here before. I knew it looked familiar. That's actually saying something, that I was able to tell that it was a familiar place. But yeah, looking at this dungeon here, I feel like I've seen these textures before. It's kind of... This wall looks different. It's probably a set of stairs leading down. No. I didn't feel like switching to Nukem Dukem robot, so we're just gonna firebolt this thing to death. Maybe I should have just Nukem Dukem roboted it. Huh. So this just appears to be a random part of this room that has a different texture on it. That's interesting. I do like it when the game sort of... Oh, no, back up, back up, back up. Whoa, that scared me. That freaking scared me. I'm just, you know, I'm like, oh crap, race. So I'm already, you know, I feel like I've got my back against the wall. I'm already dealing with these race, and then all of a sudden I hear this girl scream. And with the new way I'm actually processing my audio right now, it means that things are actually a lot louder in my ear than they were before. So I get this girl just screams in my ear. Well, not screams, but you know, you get that wailing kind of, oh! Right out of the blue, and that was really unexpected, and it scared me. That's one thing I've got to say, is that Arena's dungeons have always had, seriously, always had a great atmosphere. Yeah, the Nukem Dukem robot is definitely a lot better against those stone golems than using the firebolts. They're a lot more efficient in my spell points, spell point use. Basically, I'm able to... Well, you saw, I pretty much emptied out all my spell points firing firebolts at a stone golem before, and it did nothing. It took an entire bar just to drop the stupid thing. And when I use the Nukem Dukem robot, though, it, like, one-shots. And it just takes it down by a small chunk. So, thank you for the refill there, Mr. Wraith. I'm going to now shoot fireballs back at you. Here, I'm returning the fireballs you gave to me. Oh. Back off, Wraiths. Now, actually... I'm getting a little too cocky. I need to save my game. Like, I've made a lot of progress here. If I make one little screw up, I'm gonna lose it all. And yes, I've got my spells in there, but no, these wraiths have been able to get small hits on me. So I'm like, what happens if my shield goes down, I'm not paying attention, and I die? I'm gonna lose everything. So I had to make sure, make that point to save the game. That's something I can't emphasize enough when you are playing Arena. Save your game. Actually, you know, playing any game, we'll say prior to the popularization of checkpoints, which I believe was actually a bit of a, I want to say a console device. It was something created, or that was birthed on consoles. I think. Go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm always interested with we'll say the history of video games and seeing what was the first thing to do something, or what was the first game, what was the first developer to pull something off, yada 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 yada. It's always interesting to me. Does anyone know what game introduced the first? We'll have to put a qualifier here. First checkpoint exclusive game. So a game without manual saves where everything was just checkpoint. It's probably pretty old, actually, now that I think about it. I'm like, maybe some old Super Nintendo games. Probably older than that. Whatever. So, anyways, about the design of this dungeon. Man, there are enemies around every corner. I totally have to play through this game again as simply just a warrior class. I really want to see how difficult this game could be. I can't move. Oh, he spawned right on me. I was like, why can't I move? Yeah, okay. Whoa. I've seen them so many times, and yet when they do stuff like that, I still get like the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I don't know, maybe it's just my state of mind or what right now, but it's like I'm getting freaked out really easily. Okay, the Vaults of Gemin, where on Earth? Oh, don't tell me it's all over on the other side or down here. Wow, this is a big. I'm wondering if this is just a one floor dungeon, but it's like massive. I'm wondering if it's just that's all it is. It's just one floor. You don't have to go down, but there's a lot of I'll say lateral movement here. There's a lot of different rooms on this floor to investigate. All right, so we got a Oh no! Firebolt again. Let's see here. I'm really curious. What's my experience at right now? We're still in the 5 million. Okay, so yeah, I think leveling's gonna be slowing down quite a bit from this point. Hey, thanks for the spell points there, Ghost. Oh, Wraith, back up. That's one thing I still have to do is when Wraith kills itself, I've got to be able to, or teleports out, whatever, because that's its death animation, so I'm assuming that's it dying. I've got to check my experience before and after, and I want to see if that still counts as me killing it. Man, this dungeon's getting really maze-like. Because I came in on this recording and I'm like, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and blow through this dungeon and it's going to be great. And then we're going to be able to, just run back to town and then get started on the next main story dungeon. But they've definitely, we'll say, upped the ante, made things a little bit more challenging. A lot of the dungeon design, all of the dungeon design in this game is pretty much just on a flat plane. But I'm actually going to kind of miss the scope of the dungeons. Like I've played some, like I said, I've played some Daggerfall. I've played lots of Morrowind. I've played my share of Elder Scrolls games, and from what I can tell so far, like I said, my knowledge is fairly limited. In, like, say, for example, Daggerfall. I'm curious if the dungeons stay as big as they are in Arena. I suspect that they will likely be a whole lot smaller. Now, you could say that they get more complex, like Daggerfall has different floors, it's got ramps, stuff like that. But on the other hand, it could be seen that that's really just sort of cosmetic. It's not necessarily the breadth. It doesn't have the same scope as a dungeon in, say, Arena. Arena technically has stairs going up and down. It just uses a different system to traverse them. You can go ahead and travel through the stairs up or down to different floors of the dungeon. Whereas in Daggerfall, you manually move up and down. It's an improvement. It's definitely from a gameplay perspective. But technically, it doesn't really do anything for the size of the actual dungeons. Because Arena is, like I said before, it's definitely taken a page out of, we'll say, the roguelikes playbook. Actually, I find that interesting that I think about it, because I've criticized the later... I don't think I've actually done it on my playthrough, but I have criticized the later Elder Scrolls games like Oblivion and Skyrim on being too focused on combat. And if you want to play a non-combat character, I find the game just unplayable, and I've criticized that. And it's interesting that going back to Arena, going back to the series' roots, the game, the very series... It originated as a very combat-heavy dungeon crawler. So I have to sort of question myself. I need to ask, well, is it fair to make those accusations? Do I really think that the Elder Scrolls itself has been, we'll say, simplified down to just combat, or do I need to take more of the approach that, hey, Jason, maybe Morrowind was the aberration, Because that's one thing I liked about Morrowind is I found that, if you wanted to play a non-combat character, it was actually very possible to do so. Just sort of sneaking, using a lot of indirect magic spells, stuff that wasn't, strictly offensive. You could calm people, calm creatures down. There was so many options. Levitate away, fly away. Some of those things carried over into the future Elder Scrolls games, but it's always been my opinion that Morrowind was a little bit more friendly for those who just wanted to roleplay. But when you look back at the way the series started in Arena, and even in, from the little bit I've played of Daggerfall, it seems like that sort of tradition has continued. It makes me wonder, is it fair to criticize the later games for being so combat heavy when in essence that's what... No, I don't want Earthwall. In essence, that's what the series was built off of. I know, it's interesting. It's an interesting thought, I think. I'm not content with just having my mind made up. I like to challenge my own beliefs and my own thoughts. And I think that's a good approach to take to life in general. Be very flexible, be moldable. That way there, when I'm an old geezer there, and the kids are like, hey, and they're showing me their stuff, I can be like, you know what? I've kept up with things. I've embraced things. I've changed. I've adapted. And now I can be a cool guy too. And then I'll break up the dad jokes, and my kids will hate me, but it's all right. Because I get to be corny, and it's expected of me. I have no idea where that conversation took a really weird turn. Yes, welcome to the Elder Scrolls Parenting Adventures, where I talk about how I'm going to embarrass my kids when they're older. Alright, well, I'm pretty much out of time, but I don't want to stop recording just yet because I kind of want to make it somewhere. I want to have sort of a good stopping point. Okay, wait. There's a wraith in front of me. Last numbers are 980. Go ahead, shoot at me until you die. Come on, go. Keep doing it. I'll just renew my spells while I'm at it, while you're at it. Come on. Thank you. Sneaky peeky like. go. Oh, you're just not gonna die, are you? Nope. No, you're just gonna keep shooting. Figures, the one time I would look at my experience is the one time that they decide to... Alright. I know the other one that was standing next to him went ahead and he died, but... Whatever. Oh, you're taking 3 shots. He's a toughie. Oh, no, back up. Okay. 895. I'm really curious as to why some of them seem to kill themselves and some of them don't. I'm wondering, is it because... I notice a lot of times they tend to spawn in groups. Do, like, 2 of them tend to spawn on top of each other and then sort of friendly fire each other? But to me, it looks like there's just one there. I don't know, that's another interesting thought. You know, I think after I'm done with Arena, playing the main story, I think I'm actually going to spend some time in here, we'll say satisfying some of my curiosities. I might add quite a few, we'll see, what do we want to call those? Appendices? We'll say appendix episodes, there we go. Addendums, whatever. Oh, no, I had a chance to check. All right, wait, let's check right now. We know there's another Wraith around. It's at 190 right now. Okay, so where's the other Wraith? I can hear you, I know. Where are you? Are you through this door? Are you through this door? Let me see. Huh. All right. Well, anyways, like I did mention before, I am out of time for the time being. So I'm going to go ahead and save things here. Next time, maybe we'll actually complete the Vaults of Gemin. Who knows? I'm hoping there's not another floor to this. If there is, well, that's going to take things a little bit longer. But, you know, I'm loving racking up the experience. We're at, what, 6,300,000, so... less than another million before I hit the next level up. Not too shabby. Alright, so I'd like to thank you so much for joining me once again in the Elder Scrolls Arena, and until next time, I'd like to ask you all to game on.